So we have established that our body is our true doctor because it has inbuilt mechanisms to
Cure us. Yes, I will give you an example to explain this further. Do you know how to climb a coconut tree?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you really sure?
Uh-huh.
Let's take women. They find it difficult to climb a coconut tree. Now imagine a dog comes running towards us. What will you do?
We will climb a tree.
But you just said that you don't know how to.
Yeah.
No, you'll be forced to climb it. You just have to study this one thing to understand the magic of the Creator. To understand it, we require a basic knowledge of our body and life. This knowledge lies in the Quran, Bible, and Vedas. Without studying either of them in the truest meaning, we will not understand this concept. I'll explain it further. We climbed the tree because of our fear of the dog, didn't we? Now after some time, the dog will leave. But will we be able to come down? In fact, our legs will start to shake just thinking of it. But then if we see a snake, we will manage to climb down. Not just climb down, we will jump down. So do you know what happened here? Above our kidney, there is the adrenaline gland which produces a hormone called adrenaline. When pushed into the blood, this hormone brings all our bodily senses into full attention. After that, the only thought or priority is to protect oneself. This happens because of the spirit inside each one of us. It knows that the body will be destroyed if the dog bites. So as a last resort, it pushes the adrenaline into the blood. And then, without any fear, all our senses kick into action and do what is required to protect the body. At that time, we will not think of cuts, bruises, fear, or anything. To stay alive, we will exercise all the options available to us. We'll be able to foresee the danger ahead and the future situation. Call it what you want. But this spirit of survival exists inside each of us, and it is what controls us with the intent to save us. Once I went to Palani for pilgrimage. I saw a 2-year-old child fall down the stairs. The child's head bobbed up and down, while its arms were trying to balance the floor. Now, who gave this 2-year-old child the knowledge that if the head hit the floor, it may break and the child may die, or knowledge of how to survive the fall? So as you can see, there is a spirit that resides inside us. Call it what you want. Jesus, God, or Allah. It is there inside us. Without me knowing, not even a hair from your head will be lost. That all-knowing I am sitting inside your heart. Other than me, you should have no other God. I will destroy those who try to destroy the temple in which I reside. The Quran, Bible, and Vedas all carry the same message. Without my knowledge, not even a dead leaf will rot. It means that even the living and the dead are His creations. There is no one beyond Him. He is the true owner of life. He is the one who does all this. The entire world is in His hands. To give you an example, when you cull a chicken or goat by calling Bismillah's name, giving it water to drink, etc. as part of rituals, it is only so that the chicken does not get scared. You have to kill it in one blow, else the adrenaline will rush into the blood, and the animal will try desperately to escape. That adrenaline enters the meat, and when we consume it, it enters our bloodstream and causes depression in us. This is why the pig is forbidden. The pig doesn't have a neck, so it cannot be killed in one blow. We don't have fundamentals of life's true knowledge to understand all this. Without understanding the mind, we have all been venturing out to study science directly. That's when we receive a blow. What do you see is not the truth. What you don't see is the truth. And that truth is me. This is written in the 3 holy books. Muslims will tell it's in Quran, Hindus will say it's there in the Vedas, and Christians will say it's in the Bible. But in all the books, the message remains the same.
Today, the disease affecting not just Malayalis but people across the world is cancer. But your view, you say that there is no cancer and chemotherapy shouldn't be done. You even have proven its futile nature by getting testimonials from patients from Trivandrum Medical College and other hospitals, saying that hospitals are doing chemo by taking their permission and not because they believed it to be the cure. Can you explain?
First of all, people need to know what cancer is. That's the problem. Cancer is just a Greek word referring to all the diseases that can occur in a human body. It is derived from the word crabs. Cancer latches on to us just like a crab grabs its victims. Till now, no one has been able to find out what cancer is. Recently, when Obama came to India, he too said that there's a need to find cure for cancer first. I say, don't find the cure, but instead first find what cancer is. No one has found it. Before 2009, it was thought that cancer is a collection of rogue cells. Then it was thought to be an abnormal growth of cells. Growth of cells. In 2009, they said cancer rises because of aging of cells. In 2014, a Malayali scientist at a cancer institute in America, which is the second best cancer hospital in the world, said that cancer is a disease that comes after one undergoes chemo. Till then, it is not cancer since the body can naturally rebuild its immunity power. If secondary cancer comes, no one can get healed. So don't do chemo for cancer. In February 4, 2015, WHO announced that cancer occurs because of bad luck. What's the use of saying we are educated when we believe such stupid statements by world organizations? Western science tells us what to do, and that information gets passed around with no one to contradict it. Indian science is not accepted for what it is worth. When Western science gives us their products and tells us to eat it, we just listen to them. There's no doubt beyond it. In the world till now, no one has found the reason behind cancer. In Kerala, if anyone has cancer, the first doctor that comes to their mind is Dr. Gangadharan. This is a note by him. He says, modern science has not been able to find a cure for cancer yet. That means for a disease whose origins we don't know, whose reasons we don't know, just no medications, we are providing chemo as the only available treatment. Another interesting fact can be found in this Gazette notification. There are no medicines in allopathy for not just cancer but any disease. According to the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Department of Health, Drugs and Cosmetic Acts and Rules, Schedule J, Rule number 106, there are no medicines for the 51 diseases listed below. This includes cancer, tumor, leukemia, even high and low BP and diabetes. No disease has a medicinal cure in allopathic science, just temporary relief. So what is the average Indian citizen doing? If this information is translated into Malayalam and put in government hospitals, that itself will stop the common man from giving away all their land and possession as hospital fee. I have tried sending this to all government hospitals and other institutions, but to no avail. The reason being that politicians are given as much as 33 to 35% in commission to permit the sale of these medicines here. Can you save the world in this case? If you put this up for discussion, no one will mind it.
Can I ask one thing? Everyone is doing MBBS, FRCS, etc. from medical colleges, but you're a naturopathic. Are you allowed to diagnose and provide treatment as per Indian law?
Before answering that, let me complete my
It's
earlier
okay.
point. See, this is a notice posted in front of the Ernakulam Government Hospital on February 4th. It is written, cancer exists in 200 different forms, but no one knows the reason behind it. Is there anything more foolish than this? They claim to have identified 200 forms of cancer, but they don't know what cancer is. Sir, you earlier asked about the credibility of naturopathy. See this book. Medical college, MBBS students, pharmacologists, all study this. Inside it is clearly written that women suffering from any disease have no treatments available as per allopathy. And that is the general truth. Allopathy doesn't have a cure for any disease. It only has solutions for temporary relief. If a doctor tells a patient with high blood pressure that he will cure the illness, as per Indian law, he can be imprisoned for 6 months to 1 year. The public does not know all this. If somehow the public is told of all this, then they will seek naturopathy on their own. People who take chemo treatment for cancer do it because of pressure from patients and relatives. A doctor will never tell a patient to do chemo. See, this is a concern letter given to me by one Nasser from Vellore Medical College. It is written that the doctors and hospital authorities told the patient not to do chemo. But the patient replies that he has no other option and so needs at least one dose of chemo. At least reduce my symptoms, the patient cries out, along with pleas to help him. Hearing this, the hospital tells the patient that he may die because of chemo and get allergic reactions, infection, bleeding, cardiac failure, hepatic failure, renal and pulmonary complications, neurological failure, plus many other problems not listed in the sheet. So they advise the patient to avoid doing chemo. But still the patient replies, I have had a chance to ask questions about my treatment and my questions have been answered to my satisfaction. I also know I can stop treatment anytime. So you must stop treating me when I tell so. But for now, give me one chemo dose. So the doctor will again tell him of the dangers of chemo, how it can even burn granite, and if it leaks and falls on one's skin, it can burn that area, and how if someone enters the room while the authorities are preparing it, that person may have cancer. The doctor tells the patient to buy the dangerous medicine and hand it over at the hospital. So patients have to give consent to even purchase the medicine. And last, the patient needs to sign on a statement declaring that being more than 18 years of age according to Indian law, he has permission to sign the same. The doctor is then told to start the procedure. In the following page, it is clearly mentioned that chemo is just a palliative, meaning it is just a pain reliever and not a cure. If we can ensure this info reaches all Indians, we can save people to an extent.
So you are saying there is no such thing as cancer. Then on what basis are you treating cancer patients?
Good question. Because I use the term cancer while talking about the disease, many doctors and scientists take advantage of my slip of tongue. After all, there is no other name for it. But there are other names. And that is what is important. Naturopathy does not treat for cancer. There is no disease called cancer because no one has found it. What it is and how can there be cancer? We have had this disease since ages. It was only in 1971 that cancer as a term was introduced to the world. Cancer is an industry. It is not a disease. The biggest cancer research facility in the world is MD Anderson Cancer Center in Texas. Over 20,000 people work there. But when the wife of one of the directors of the hospital was diagnosed with cancer, he brought her to my place in Chetla. Even the Indian politician Sonia Gandhi is hospitalized there. She doesn't know what she is being treated for. Modern day cancer has been in existence long back. It was known by different names such as Vidrati, Mura, Kavilavarpu, Gandhamala, Mahodaram, Puttnovu, Kumbhakamala, Grandivikam, Raktarbudam. Arbudam is not cancer. We had remedies for all these simple diseases, but now they have been complicated unnecessarily. Even now I treat people suffering from these diseases and they get healed. The easiest to cure among these diseases, what is called as breast cancer. It is connected to our varicose. For example, nasal congestion, eye itching, ear biting, shoulder pain, elbow pain, wrist pain, back pain, numbness in leg, muscle stiffness and numb breast during periods. All these are cause of virus. In fact, even piles, fissures, throat congestion, etc. come under one disease connected to the varicose. Fibroid in uterus, ovarian cyst are also part of one disease and we are treating them Patients are being healed of it. But without even trying all these natural remedies, patients come to me in their last stages after doing chemo, radiation, and operation. But then it would be too late. All those who come to me require palliative care, and many of them die. But if even 10% of them live, I am happy. I am very happy because they have been given tablets from hospital and told to live out their cancer with no hope. But I have managed to heal them. In fact, not just 10%, but a big portion of people who come to me, even in the last stages, survive. But we do treat them for cancer. We have to respect the rules of society. So when you consider that, I am a natural doctor. Now, what is this thing called certificate? What is knowledge anyway? I have studied, but only till the 10th grade. But I got my knowledge when I went in search of true wisdom. And when I did so, things changed for me. I started to learn about every issue, every disease, and what I've studied all these years through observation. Today's doctors and scientists study in medical schools. But I didn't go and print a certificate about it. You may have seen the video of my class at Pariyaram Medical College, one of Kerala's biggest medical colleges. I go take class there, and the students in front of me are all doctors. Those students got a certificate for studying about our body and its anatomy. But whatever they may study, there is one subject that they often miss: the human mind. My teachings are all about my quest for that knowledge. I didn't go behind a certificate. Maybe it is in my father's gene. Like I said, I was into engineering construction first, but then jumped into natural medicine from there. I traveled around to study the true medicinal field, and I was greeted with shocking news. No one has studied anything in absolute detail about the human body ever, and they never can study. That's the truth. The second thing to remember is that there was a law long ago preventing natural doctors from treating diseases. This was in fact a law introduced by Ayurveda doctors. These Ayurveda doctors can't even identify a common wire weed. And we have handed over the entire science of Ayurveda to these people. They have not studied anything. Today you'll get a BMS degree for 10 lakhs from anywhere in Karnataka, and then these very certificate holders come as Ayurveda doctors and practice here. Natural practitioners with real knowledge of the human body have been pushed away in our state, and only these thieving Ayurveda doctors have been allowed to practice traditional medicine. They have no knowledge about medicines or the body. They give examples and talk of natural medicine as something that's unscientific. The natural doctors don't know how to fight back or market themselves, which is why they have relegated themselves to the background. My mission is to bring them out of hibernation. If they return, the many diseased people in India will be healed. Till our government or health department accepts and supports this, I'll keep fighting. That is my life's aim, because the biggest medicinal discoveries exist in the Indian system, and our tradition, and it is a pot of knowledge with the solution to any disease. Today, Parkinson's, muscular dystrophy, psoriasis, etc. don't have cures. But these are the diseases for which I provide treatment. Many people come to me to get healed of these diseases. Only after getting treatment do they realize that the people on the outside know nothing and want to defame the natural healing process being promoted by practitioners like me. Sir, in Ayurveda today, is there even one credible medicine? I tell my students that even if they go to allopathy, they should never go to Ayurveda, because Ayurveda is cheating all of us. However big an Ayurveda company may be, if they add preservatives to their medicines, then it is no longer a herbal medicine or natural tonic. Bacteria and fungus exist and decay in natural products. If we have added preservatives to the same, it is equivalent to adding pesticides to kill bacteria or fungus. Our body is made from 100 to 150 trillion cells. But it is not these cells who are the true owners of our body. It is the bacteria within. It is the true creator. It decides how the body should behave. The bacteria in our appendix controls the brain, as per the latest discovery of modern medicine. This means we should never cut our appendix. All this knowledge was already known to our ancient sages. Back then, to preserve this bacteria inside the human body, we prepared panchagavyam, a mix of dung, plant extract, cow urine, curd, milk and water. The sages knew that we needed to consume good bacteria. Instead, today we are giving our body bacteria in other forms. So when this bacterium in the pesticide is given to our body, it kills the natural bacteria inside, which is why when we eat antibiotics, our stomach has a burning sensation. It is even worse when we add preservatives to tonic, tablets, etc. These preservatives won't get spoiled in 10 years, and releasing them into the body in the name of Ayurveda is fraudulent and dangerous. Viewers, keep this in mind. Never have medicines, intoxicants or tonics with preservatives. It will cause liver sclerosis. I once met this woman in Chalakudi who had been having preservative added tonic for over 8 years. Due to pain, she had gone to an allopathic doctor who, after examining her, asked if she drank alcohol regularly. The woman said no, to which he asked her whether she used to drink tonics regularly. It just proves what naturopathy has been saying all along, that preservatives and tonics act as pesticides and create trouble for us. Nowadays, a lot of herbal medicines are coming into the market, but from where? No one wants to know. This is a major scandal. If allopathy is engaged in major false practices, Indian Ayurveda is a bigger fraud. I want naturopathy to get in through the right path in the middle of all this. So I have enemies including Ayurveda doctors, allopathy doctors, hospitals, etc. So I am living in between all this enmity. Let me tell you why I have managed to survive with credibility. It's because I haven't made this into a business. I don't treat someone based on the size of their pocket. You may be making a lot of money, but I will only charge you for the medicines I give you. What I do with that money, you can come to my hospital and see. I don't want to carry this to heaven or buy lots of material things. I am happy to lead a simple life. I have enough for me to meet my basic food needs. I don't need to save money for that. A coffin maker gets up in the morning and prays for 2 coffins to get sold. It means he prays for 2 people to pass away. Now what does a doctor say? God, please bring me 10 patients. If 5 come, he asks God to ensure that he can make enough from them, meaning the illness should never leave his patient. No doctor likes seeing a person getting healed, because then he will lose money. With this mentality, no disease will ever be cured. Only then will his business continue to run. A true doctor should be wealthy and not the patient. Wealthy with what, you may wonder? With knowledge, medicinal grace, and a helping hand. If such a doctor treats the sick, they will be cured, else they won't.
We had come across a lot of things from Mr. Mohan Vaidyan. And he's a doctor as well as a Vaidyan with a passion. And he treats not for money, but he is a patient, betterment-oriented man. So very proud to have him as a guest in Doctors In. I would like to thank him and thank our viewers also. Thank you.